Sound of Freedom is a recent movie that's been released. It seemed to crush it with over $45 million in box office with opening day, but they seem to be taking a massive hit against mainstream media such as from the Washington Post, CNN, as well as the Rolling Stones. Had some things to say about it, and not in a good way. CNN kind of took this approach with this movie and made it seem like they're making a big deal about something that's really not a big deal. There was an interview with the gentleman and a lady, and they were discussing it and talking about it, and this guy really had an issue with this film and thought that they were just kind of taking it very light, that they were taking it over the top, basically. And then you have Washington Post saying things like, Sound of Freedom is a box office hit whose star embraces QAnon. You've got the Rolling Stones who says Sound of Freedom is a superhero movie for dads with brain worms. And then there's a few others from Jezebel and The Guardian, but these comments, guys, are bizarre in themselves considering what agenda this movie is pushing. This movie is pushing the agenda of, listen, human trafficking of children is a real thing, and over 2 million children internationally around the world are being trafficked every year. That is alarming. And the fact that people are saying, oh, we're being over dramatic. These people making this film have just kind of been over dramatic with this. They're trying to do fear-based style of movie production here. They're trying to make people feel like this is a big deal when it's really not that big of an issue. No, guys, this is a massive issue. Every single day as this video is being filmed, as you are listening to this video, children, adults are being trafficked every single day. People are being physically, sexually abused every single day like they're some type of meat. And that is alarming. And we as Christians especially, I had some huge convictions and talked to my wife about this, but we as Christians need to help in any way that we can with this area. Either by simply buying these movie tickets and buying more tickets than we need, just so people can watch this movie for free, because that is an offer, or maybe, you know, you find a ministry that helps in this area, or maybe you are actually getting your hands and feet into this. And that's something I've talked to my wife about as well, like getting our hands and feet into this, figuring out how we can help, what we can do in any shape or form, because we need to take action. And then to find out that Fox was the original owner and producer and the one with the money into this film, and then Disney acquiring Fox, and then for some odd reason, Disney not pushing this film out, and then Angel Studios sweeping in to buy it, and then to be the one who produces this film, like who sends this film out. I find that very interesting. Now, there is some conversation that Disney did not want this film out. And if that comes out true, we as Christians, and I know some Christians already do, but we as Christians need to completely boycott Disney full and through. Because if Disney, whose main audience is kids and children, and families, you know, mainly children, and they're not willing to push a movie like this out, that's disturbing, and that should cause for concern. Why wouldn't a place like Disney, whose main audience are children, want to push a movie out that warns people and shows people the reality and the truth that going on with child trafficking? That should be a red flag. That needs to be seen. And if that's true, like I said, Christian and non-Christians should totally 100% boycott Disney, because that is disgusting. And we shouldn't be hypocrites in that area, if that's true. So what does this mean for us. What do we need to do? We need to take action as Christians. We need to be bold for our faith. We need to protect kids, because we can sit here comfortably in our own homes, roof over our head, food on our table, our kids are safe, our kids are protected. We can live this type of life and then just be blind to everything else that's going around us. Or we can look at things around us like this and say, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that bad. But it is. Because if that was your child, if that was my child, I would do everything in my power to get them back home safe, away from disgusting men and women's hands and eyes, because they're watching it online and they're doing it to them physically. That is something that we should take very serious. And we should be taking action in this instead of sitting back and just thinking this isn't a big deal, or they're making this a fear-based movie. No, this is the realities and truths of life. And this is happening every day.